Guys, this fucking chapter. Let's fucking. I don't know. I don't even know what to say about it. Yes, I do. Hence why I'm reviewing it. But this chapter was fucking nuts. Obviously. If you've read the chapter, which you should have, let's talk about this shit real quick. So, how many people saw this actually coming? I have seen a comment where people thought that Sinbad was a reincarnation of David. However, it seems that that's not quite the case, but it's close enough. Um, I didn't want to believe it at first, but it seems like Sinbad is going to be the final villain if it's not Illa or David himself. Okay? Other if it's not one of them, if neither of one of them are going to make an appearance again, the final villain is going to be Sinbad. And it pains me, and yet it's so good. And I'll explain why. There's a reason why I didn't want Sinbad to be a villain. And the reason is, even though I think that Sinbad is going to be one of the greatest villains in manga, I think Shinobu Otaka is going to pull this off very well. However, I don't want to see Sinbad go down. I don't want to see him get defeated. And you know who he's going to be defeated by. That fucking Deus Ex Machina. Okay. Mr. Aladdin. I don't want to see that happen. As much as I like Alibaba too, but if it's just the two of them working together, maybe it's okay. But I just don't want to see Aladdin beat Sinbad. I don't want to see it. So that's honestly that's why I don't want to see Sinbad lose, because he's my favorite character, and two, I just wanted to see him kick evil ass instead of the other way around. Um, so let's talk a little bit about the whole fact that they're on this dark continent, which has been this whole dark continent actually came from another world, essentially, apparently, according to the things they've said, according to the thing like the dragon said, which is interesting, but it's kind of weird. Um, and basically, the whole thing about Illa is back, sort of, but in this case, the person who's taken, um, the person who has taken control of it is not Gyokuen, because she's dead, apparently. And now I'm actually starting to believe that she's actually dead, because I think the bigger threat is coming now, which is Sinbad. Um, yeah, Arba was only a small threat in Almataran. Now, the one who was really the biggest threat was always David, and so he is basically taken over Illa somehow, and he's inside of Sinbad. So I think the I'm not sure, we haven't like gotten much of it, like an explanation of how that could be. Um, but what we do know is that um, you know he's somehow inside Sinbad. Um, and so yeah, it's interesting. Somehow he has a connection to David, and they have to explain it one way or another. So this changes everything. This changes our sort of our perspective on this war, where if you recall what I was saying about Sinbad before, I was saying that he was the whole purpose of this war um, was to make the Ko Empire beatable, vulnerable in some way. However, that may not be the case anymore now that we know what we do about Sinbad. Um, so I hope Sinbad no Boken clears this up soon, because there's there's so much that I have to wonder, like how this works, and is is the reason why he's loved by fate, is that the reason, like, is because David is connected to him? I don't know. Um, but obviously I would hope we would find out. Um, but until then, we just have to hang on. But it seems like it seems like they're going back because the dragon's taken both Judar and Ollie back. So I don't know. He's still in that body, so I don't know if he's gonna stay like that or not. He shouldn't, but we'll see. So honestly, that seems to be about it because, well, what we know is that um, David's will basically wants to basically transform the world into a miniature garden where things are going to happen like how and when he wants, basically, according to the text that we've just read. Um, and so, yeah, um, that's David's will, not necessarily Sinbad's will. So, well, like, some of the questions we automatically have to ask are, one, how much of David's will is influencing Sinbad's will? For example, just because that's what David wants, does that mean that Sinbad like truly wants it, or is he just being influenced by that sort of will, where he's doing things that would further fulfill that goal, while he's trying to fulfill his own goals, which in his case, which we assume right now was, uh, you know, allying everybody in the Seven Seas Alliance with Shinji, a trading company. So, you know, a lot of people would say it's like two sides of the same coin, um, trying to create world peace and world domination, because he would, you would seem like, if he's the head at the Seven Seas Alliance, which he is, and the whole world is under him, essentially he's pretty much dominated the world peacefully, whether or not Sinbad, or whether or not David actually approves of that, or how much is he influencing of Sinbad to do what he's doing? How much of it is Sinbad's will, and how much of it is David's will? Um, because if they just go off and say, like, outright later on that he's the reincarnation of David, I'm just gonna be pissed, because that's so cliche and just so stupid. And it pretty much just mitigates everything about Sinbad's character. Um, so, I would hope it's the former, where he's being influenced on some level, which is fine. But you know, just don't pull that reincarnation bullshit. Nah, don't do it, Shinobu. Um, is there anything else really to talk? I mean, there's plenty of questions that I've already asked that need to be answered. What do you guys think? So yeah, that'll be about it. Tell me what you guys think about Sinbad and all this crap, and whether or not you think his reincarnation or being influenced or whatever. So this was a great chapter, and see you guys next time.